Lean in, because this just went from rumor to confirmed. For months nobody knew who reached out to her. Now we know. It was Blake's side. And that one detail just changed the entire story. Welcome back to Amelia Brown. Quick disclaimer before we start. Allegedly, reportedly, sources say, insiders reveal, you know the language by now, but I need you fully paying attention for this one, because this isn't just a lawsuit anymore. This is a full-blown collapse of one of the most powerful friendships in Hollywood, and Taylor Swift is sitting right in the middle of it. We're talking a wedding snub at Madison Square Garden, a godmother title that quietly disappeared, and now Bethany Frankel confirming exactly who's been working the phones behind the scenes. Let's break this down clip by clip.
She had told us previously that someone from one of the sides of the conflict had actually reached out to her, but we didn't know who it was. And she basically let us know last night it was Blake's side.
Okay, listen closely, because this 7-second clip is doing more damage than it sounds like at first. For months, this has been floating around as a vague, unconfirmed rumor. Someone reached out to her. No name, no side, nothing concrete. Just enough to make people suspicious and not enough to actually prove anything. And now, out loud on record, it's confirmed. It was Blake's side. That single detail changes every other rumor in this story from maybe to probably true. Because if her camp really was working the phones this hard, reaching out to public figures, trying to shape coverage, that tells you exactly how much pressure was building behind closed doors. Insiders say this kind of outreach usually only happens when a team feels like they're already losing control of the narrative. Sources close to the situation say once you know it was Blake's team reaching out, it puts everything else in this story in a completely different light.
We just wanted to let the justice system run its course.
And the truth and the facts have spoken for themselves. And here we are.
All right, so how are we doing? That's the,
how are we
when people
doing?
see us on the street, how are you? We are healing. Mm-hmm. And if you've ever been through something traumatic, you know that healing isn't linear.
This is the moment everyone traces this whole fallout back to. Justin and Emily, calm, composed, sitting in their own home, saying they just wanted to let the justice system run its course. Then that small laugh, here we are. And then we are healing. Healing isn't linear. They never said Blake Lively's name once. Not a single time. And according to reports, they didn't need to, because everyone watching immediately understood exactly who they were talking about. That's reportedly what made this video so effective. It never reads as an attack, it reads as quiet endurance. And the moment it went online, insiders say the wave of public support was immediate. Former co-stars, industry insiders, fans, all flooding the comments. And that sympathy is what reportedly started shifting the entire narrative in Justin's favor. He never said her name. According to insiders, he didn't have to. The whole internet
control
said
the
it for
narrative.
him.
And I also feel that it's important as we say that, in that gratitude, it doesn't negate the injustice and the pain that we have also felt in the last few years. And we've had to wrestle with so many things and try to understand so many things, like how could something like this even happen? Let alone disguised as a fight for women. So much to unpack. And the truth is, reality is that there's been a lot of trauma for us to move through as a family.
And here's the line that reports say really shifted things, disguised as a fight for women. Emily says it quiet, almost gentle, and that's exactly what insiders say made it hit so hard. Because the timeline here matters, this line goes out. Sympathy for Justin and Emily grows fast, and weeks later Taylor Swift throws the biggest wedding of the year at Madison Square Garden, and somehow Blake and Ryan are nowhere on the guest list. According to sources, that is not a coincidence. Reports say this exact line was part of what pushed Taylor's camp to start quietly distancing themselves. And, right after saying it, Emily pivots straight into how much trauma the family has had to move through, how they've had to wrestle with understanding how something like this could even happen. That combination, a quiet accusation immediately followed by visible pain, is reportedly exactly why this clip did so much damage. It doesn't read like an attack. It reads like suffering. Insiders say suffering is a lot harder for the public to argue with than an accusation ever could be. According to sources, 6 quiet words in a living room reportedly rippled all the way to a guest list at Madison
Creative
Square
control.
Garden.
He knows what's happening. He's not an idiot. He sees the articles. He sees the messaging online. And no matter how many bots that you can find to, shoot your credibility up and how many followers you can buy, at the end of the day, his wife is losing.
This is the clip everyone quotes when they bring this story up. Justin, completely calm, saying no matter how many bots you buy, how many followers you inflate, at the end of the day, his wife is losing. And here's why this specific moment matters so much in this version of the story. Right after this is reportedly when the legal discovery phase drama really escalates, when Blake's private text messages, including ones with Taylor Swift, start getting pulled into subpoenas and court filings. So this isn't just a savage one-liner floating on its own. According to reports, this is basically the pivot point where the legal mess stops being just about Blake and Justin and starts bleeding directly into Taylor's personal and professional life. He said his wife is losing. What insiders suggest is that right around this same window, Taylor's team was reportedly starting to lose patience too. He said it once, quietly, and according to reports, it may have marked the exact moment this stopped being just their fight.
So I go into the city and I'm excited for like a girly movie. I don't know anything about the book or the premiere. I just know that about Blake from the Met Gala and her looks. And I think it's going to be like a sort of Sex and the City movie. And I show up and walk the carpet, and then I guess there's like an hour you have to kill before the movie. So I'm like, we're in New York City, let's go get margaritas. And before we did, we're in sort of the lobby of one of those escalator theater buildings in New York City, and I see someone who I know, who I used to work with, who's very close with Blake and works very closely with her. And I'm like, hi. And this person is very dismissive and very standoffish. Danielle, who was my president at the time, she's now on pregnancy leave. She was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, it made me uncomfortable. I felt like it was like a very better than dismissive, like I'm with the talent type of vibe. And I was like, oh, like it was, I had just seen this person. We were supposed to have plans. And I felt like demoralized, to be honest.
Bethany has talked a few times through this whole saga about her experience of being at the premiere of the film It Ends With Us and what she saw and how some of it was weird. And she had told us previously that someone from one of the sides of the conflict had actually reached out to her, but we didn't know who it was. And she basically let us know last night it was Blake's side.
Okay, this is the part everyone needs to sit with, because this isn't an anonymous insider talking. This is Bethany Frankel, on the record, telling her own personal story in her own words. She describes going to the premiere expecting a fun night out, not knowing much about the drama at all, just knowing Blake from the Met Gala and her looks, expecting something like a Sex and the City movie experience. And then, in the lobby, she runs into someone she used to work with, someone very close to Blake, someone who works closely with her. And instead of a normal hello, she describes getting full-on dismissive, standoffish energy. She even quotes her former president reacting to it with a blunt, "What the fuck?" Bethany says it made her feel demoralized, uncomfortable, like she was getting the classic, I'm with the talent treatment. And remember what we confirmed at the very top of this video? It was Blake's side, reaching out to people behind the scenes. So when Bethany describes this cold, dismissive, better-than-you attitude from someone in Blake's inner circle, according to Inside,
it did not end with a settlement in the whole It Ends With Us, Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni legal fight. Lively is now asking Baldoni and his partners to pay damages and cover her legal fees from this battle. Remember, that's after both sides declared victory, basically, after a settlement earlier this week.
And just when you'd think this story finally hit its last beat. No, according to reports, it did not end with a settlement. Blake's legal team reportedly filed new court documents seeking just over $8 million in legal fees and costs directly from Justin Baldoni and his production company, Wayfarer Studios. Her attorneys reportedly itemized a staggering $7.4 million in pure attorney fees alone, with top-tier lawyers reportedly billing over $2,100 an hour, even after a discount. Justin's team, according to sources, has pushed back aggressively, asking the judge to fully deny these fee proceedings. So here's the real picture. While the wedding snub, the godmother fallout, and Bethany's story are all playing out publicly, there is reportedly still a live, multi-million-dollar legal war sitting underneath all of it. This isn't a closed chapter fading quietly into the past. According to reports, this is a wound that keeps getting reopened every single time new paperwork hits the docket. Everyone keeps calling this settled. According to the filings, the invoices say otherwise. So let's put the full picture together. Because according to everything we've covered, this might be one of the most devastating chains of fallout in recent Hollywood history. It started with a calm, no names mentioned video from Justin and Emily. That video reportedly built sympathy. That sympathy reportedly turned into scrutiny on Blake's side. That scrutiny reportedly led to leaked private texts. A Bethany Frankel story confirming cold, dismissive treatment from Blake's own camp. And now confirmed, on record, proof that it really was Blake's team reaching out behind the scenes the entire time. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, insiders say one of the most powerful friendships in music and film quietly ended. A Godmother title that once inspired lyrics on a Grammy-winning album reportedly faded into nothing. And a wedding guest list packed with icons like Steven Spielberg, Paul McCartney, Bradley Cooper, and Stevie Nicks became, according to reports, the loudest public statement Hollywood made all year, specifically because of who wasn't on it. Here's what I want to know from you. Now that it's confirmed it was